Relisha.
That's a nice name.
She's an adorable child who goes home every night to hell.
It's a building that's next to a morgue and a methadone clinic. There's not much else around there.
It's a terrible place to live.
Absolutely.
Until she becomes literally swallowed up by the darkness.
I felt sick to my stomach because you know nothing good can come of a scenario like that.
It's a question that echoes across the airwaves.
He's seen going into a hotel room with the child. I hope she's alive.
Where is Relisha Rudd, and who took her?
Relisha is seen going into the door. Is there video of her coming out?
Relisha is a charming 8-year-old with a life as hard as it comes. She lives in a homeless shelter in Washington, D.C. with her mother and 3 younger brothers. But her mother, Shamika Young, says the little girl can brighten up a room, even under the worst circumstances.
Do your dance, Relisha. Keep on. Go ahead, do your dance. Get it, little mama. Lovable, kind-hearted, friendly. She's real sweet.
Can you smile and say, all kids need a place to play?
All kids need a place to play.
That's wonderful.
But now, this bright little star of her school video is at the center of one of Washington, D.C.'s biggest mysteries. She's missing, last seen in this surveillance video, disappearing into a hotel room with a man who had cared for her before.
We know that the family described him as her godfather.
But now, both Relisha and her so-called godfather have mysteriously vanished.
We know that there were some concerns.
Teresa Vargas of the Washington Post has covered every angle of the story and says there was always a secret world of fear hidden beneath Relisha's life at the shelter.
She would tell people at her school, "Can I stay late?" She would make up illnesses to stay at relatives' homes. She didn't want to be there. She called it the trap house.
And according to Vargas, there was trouble in the family even before they moved into the shelter.
Child Protective Services had looked into, I think as early as she was 2 years old. So she was still a toddler when alarms were first raised. Sometimes she would go to school dirty and with her hair unwashed, and they would keep spare clothes there for her and clean her up before class.
The after-school children's playtime project is Relisha's Life Raft, a place where she is safe and happy. Program director Jamila Larson remembers her well.
She was just a joy. Our volunteers absolutely loved having her in our program.
Can I ask you a question? How old are you now?
8.
Then Relisha suddenly stopped showing up for school.
There is a 2 to 3 week period when we were not exactly sure where Relisha was, who she was with.
Investigators find that she has been excused for an illness. At least that's what it seems.
We know that there were calls made to the school as far as excusing those absences, saying that she was in the care of a Dr. Tatum.
But the school would like to know more about Relisha's condition. How serious is it? A meeting is arranged to discuss the case with Dr. Tatum at the shelter. Mysteriously, the doctor never shows up. And that leads to an alarming discovery. Next, the chilling true identity of the man calling himself Dr. Tatum.
He spent time in prison.
He did, several years.
A social worker actually goes to the shelter and asks around and realizes the only Tatum there is Khalil Tatum, a custodian.